Hello everyone, my name is Basti and I'm an independent trader with years of experience in the crypto markets. If you're looking for the latest information for daily chart analysis, and if you're looking for trading predictions as well as trading news, then you've come to the right place. Let's go. Good morning everybody and welcome back to my channel. Nice to see you here this morning, and let's get started right away. Let's go into the 4-hour chart. As you can see already on the screen, yesterday we tried to touch, and we actually did indeed touch the 48,100 US dollars, which is the top of our resistance area. For those of you who have been watching my videos, you know that I've been mentioning this area for weeks or months now. I mentioned be careful because here, of course, there's a lot of resistance. It could be that we consolidate the price here before we resume the move towards the upside. And so that is, of course, where we are at the moment. We also took out these previous highs over here, which then in turn confirms that we've turned the tide, if you will. We've changed direction, and we are finally leaving this downtrend channel behind us, and thus then turning the perspective, at least, or the outlook for Bitcoin currently into a bullish outlook. We of course have our big double bottom over here. Also, when we look in the smaller time frames, well, okay, here we are on the 4-hour chart, but you see that every time there's a drop in the price recovers rather quickly, and this is also to be seen in the smaller time frames. Another positive aspect is we do have our 21 EMA and our 13 EMA lines finally moving into this resistance area, which means they will provide us, or should provide us, good support. As you can see, the support comes already from touch points like the ones that I'm highlighting here, and we've been using these lines already for some time as support. That means also the 50 EMA line is slowly but surely moving into this area as well, so long as, of course, we remain moving sideways here for a bit. That, of course, reminds me of how 2 years ago, when the bull run started, which was in November, I think it was November the 8th, where we saw that the 20 and the 50 EMA lines were giving us very good support, as you can see here, throughout the entire bull run. So right now Bitcoin is holding on to the bias, the bullish bias, and is targeting the price at 50,000 US dollars. If we do see a breakout, let's say today, then we get out of this resistance area that we have here, then we are pretty much looking at a move towards the 51,400 US dollar price target. So 51,400 US dollars, you can give or take some of that, but that would be then the target price if we do break out of our resistance box here at the bottom. Also, at this level, it's important to remind you that it is a good opportunity to take out some of the profits and then compound if you see that the move continues to go upward. Also, if we look at the 1-hour chart, we can see that also here, again, Bitcoin drops and it recovers rather quickly. And that, of course, is what we want to see happening every single time, if we are to believe that Bitcoin is finally turning tides. If we look at the one of the daily chart, sorry, you might recognize what I'm going to show you from the thumbnail that I'm using in today's video. Here, if we turn on this indicator here, you can see where I get some of the price levels that I share in my analysis, and that is, you have these clusters over here to the right. Some of them are bigger than the others, and I mentioned, I think it was like maybe 3 videos ago or something like that, where I was sharing with you guys that if Bitcoin happened to break through our ascending triangle at the bottom, there was relatively little resistance here, as you can see, for the price to move towards the $48,000 level. And so that is, as you can see, what happened. We left, we flew through this little empty area rather quickly, and we find ourselves now precisely there at $47,000 and $48,000 price levels. We also have the 200 EMA line below us that, as you can see already, for a couple of days we've been able to close above it, which is really a really good sign. And even the rest of our EMA lines are starting to make the switch and turn. So if we get to the point where they swap completely, then that would mean, of course, that we officially are moving into a bullish direction. And last time that we saw that take place, that switch was on August, the 4th of August 2021 is where we had that. And of course, here you see that there was a big rise in the price. And so, of course, we do have to be careful, because that usually means correction. And that's what could, again, happen to us right now. If we see something like that, I would advise that you take profits, because that could, of course, mean that there's going to be a correction for the price, but not necessarily that it turns into a bearish market. So if you want to, you can also join our Telegram group. And right now we have about 10,100 members. And this is where I'm always posting relevant information that is useful to you. Sometimes I'm always, sometimes I'm even, somewhere on the road, and still I'm posting relevant information. Like, for example, this graphic where you see all the different indicators, the RSI, the MACD, and so on. You see that they're all starting to display bullish bias. So it is a really cool tool that I'm using, that to share with you guys. So it is completely free. You can find the link in the description. And as you can see, I'm always here posting really interesting stuff that is useful to all of us. Also, if we go and have a look at the crypto fear and greed index, we see that today we are at 56 points. We had a drop of 4 points from yesterday's 60 points. And it just means that, of course, we did have a bit of a drop here on the 1 hour or 2 hour chart, but that's, to be expected. Also, as you can see here on the chart, you do have to be very careful, because it could be that we see another correction. Hopefully that's not going to be the case, but if we are to compare it to the previous high that we see here on the chart, then we might be repeating history again. And again, even though everything is looking bullish, Bitcoin likes to surprise us sometimes. So be very careful, but nonetheless, this is just useful information for you to consider when coming up with a strategy for trading. If we look at the news, Grayscale is gearing up for a legal battle with the SEC over Bitcoin ETF. The question there is, well, are we going to see this year an approval for a spot ETF trading? And I'd be interested to hear from you guys. So please let me know in the comments below, of course, what you think it's going to happen, if that is going to take place or not. If it were to take place, if it gets approved, then we can definitely see that the price of Bitcoin is going to go even higher if something like that were to happen. So let's keep an eye out for that, and let's just keep our fingers crossed, hoping that it does take place. And so, yeah, another thing that I wanted to mention is that if you haven't already, make sure that you check out the descriptions, or the description of this video, for some of the links that I post on there. Some of them are useful if you are interested in trading and haven't done so already. You can, of course, go there and check out, for example, Femex, where you can do all the trading that we're talking about here. Also, when it comes to the news for Bitcoin, in Germany, which is interesting because it is a very important country in Europe that sort of drives the economy of the whole continent. The interest in Bitcoin, as you can see, as far as the internet goes, has been dropping since we had our all-time high, the previous all-time high. And that is, of course, to be expected, but you have to be mindful that when people see that the price goes above $50,000, then there's going to be a rise again in the interest, and people are going to say, hey, if it's at 50,000, then it's going to go to $100,000, and of course the interest will then turn and will continue to rise even in countries like Germany. So watch out for that. This is again also very useful information. And now, before we finish our video, I want to take a moment as usual, and let's go and take a look at what is happening with the price of Ethereum. So let's go ahead and bring that up to the screen so we can have a closer look, see what is happening there. So here we have our chart, and here things are also looking very, very interesting. As you can see here, we are currently testing the 3,400 US dollar price line. This comes from this previous high over here, and if we do manage to break through, then the journey to $3,800 is relatively frictionless. As you can see over here, there's very little resistance, very little trading that took place at those price levels. So that means that we will find resistance just around this area over here at the top. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Of course, we can get rid of this resistance line here. It no longer plays a role in the price. We also have our huge W pattern here, and even if we do have a retest of the breakout, then the price target for that could bring us all the way to $4,000, just north of $4,000, 4,100. So here Ethereum is also doing very well. However, of course, this is all dependent on what Bitcoin does, and for that I'm going to show you this, for example, here, where yesterday Bitcoin had their correction. Coins like Luna, XRP, or Solana, or Cardano, they dropped even deeper than Bitcoin did, when Bitcoin only had a 1% drop. In the case of XRP, for example, we had just about 6% correction, even though Bitcoin only had a 1% correction. So and the same thing applies, for example, here in Solana, where there was also a even deeper drop in the price. So again, this goes to say Bitcoin performs well, then the altcoins as well will perform very good. But when Bitcoin drops, then the altcoins currently are performing even worse than Bitcoin would. So keep that in mind. Over here you can also see in all the different comparisons here with percentages that is the case. If you haven't already, make sure that every time that you like the videos, that you hit the notification button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. That you also interact with us and you leave us your questions, your comments, your ideas. We appreciate everything that you guys have to say to us. And so that is everything that I prepared for you guys. Make sure that that you watch out for yourself, that you stay healthy, and again, that you have a great day. Thank you for watching. As always, my name is Basti. Bye bye.